Give me a big hug.
So long.
We
so
missed you.
Long.
Oh, we missed. Hold on. I need a minute. Yes, we are back. Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis, and all of you. Yes,
look
we
at
see
all
you
these
in the
people.
chat section. I'm going to work my way up. Bill, Chris, M. Reyes, Mr. Taz, A-Dog, Mood Swing Bella, Jameson, Mint, Niners. I'll even give Niners love today. Yes, Mint Diggity, everybody, Eagles, Tyler. What's up? What's up? We missed you guys. We're happy to be back. And what did anything happen when we were away? I don't know.
It was a really quiet week.
Yeah, real quiet. Right.
Nice little peaceful week. Yeah.
And y'all can see I'm blue again. But see, I don't know why my camera does this.
Barrett's blue because he missed all of you so much.
Yeah, I did miss everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Look, he just went back to blue again.
I know. I don't understand it, man. It's a Mac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just does it, man. So I don't know. I'll be blue today.
I
got my frat colors on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sci-fi. But it's blue. I don't understand this. You know.
You know what? Barrett, from now on, I refer to you as Bluey.
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 I don't care what you call me, as long as you call me, man. I'm happy to be back, man. I'm happy to be back.
And by the way, happy spring, Derek Gunn.
Happy first day of spring, baby.
Yes.
I've never seen you more happier, bro.
Did you see it's going to be 71 degrees in the middle of this week?
What?
Temperatures are going up, man.
Look at this.
I ain't seen you go smiling so long.
Look, I'm so emotional right now. Where is it? Okay, here it is.
I got 65 on Thursday. That although it's going to rain, but that's okay. That's pretty nice.
I'm good with that.
71. Look at this week, man. Tomorrow, 60. Wednesday, 60. Thursday, 65. Friday, 61. Saturday.
Time to turn the air off. You got to turn. You got to turn off. You got to turn off the heat now. You can turn the heat off now.
No, I ain't turning off the heat. I ain't turning off the heat. No.
Somebody's always turning up the heat in my house, and I'm always turning it down.
I'm glad you said that, Rob, because I'm always the last man standing in my house, right? Everybody goes to bed, and my wife keeps it at like 67, 68. So occasionally she'll get up the next morning. I noticed the temperature was 71 when I got up this morning. I was like, really?
You put it up that high, man?
Oh yeah.
How do you sleep when you're hot? When it's hot like that, man? I can't do it.
I sleep because my wife, I told you, has a ceiling fan. And
by the way, what is going on, man?
That's not my house.
It's my house, man. They're outside. They're starting the yard and everything. Excuse me. That's what they're doing, man. Okay. So I can't do nothing about it. I just got the damn dogs to sit their butts down, man. They were going crazy. Oh, I went down. I had the whole court, man. I had to look both of them, look them in their eyes. Hey, look, man, we're not going through this. We're not going through it. I'm literally like this. We're not going through this. We're gonna be quiet. We're gonna stop all the barking. You know them dudes come once a week. Don't start. Let's get off on a great way this spring. Okay.
Wait, what did we do? I miss Chris D?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
sorry,
Chris.
I didn't see her. It goes so fast on the chat. I'm sorry, Chris D.
Fitness
Rebel always keeps us in check, man.
Yes, she does.
I told you, don't mess with Fitness Rebel, man. I'm telling you.
There go my mom's. What's up, mom's?
Assassin, man. Don't mess with her.
Yeah,
mom's will be in the house. I'm flying mom's up on Wednesday.
Nice.
Her and my niece up. Yeah, they're coming on up.
Okay.
Man,
she didn't send me. She didn't pre-send me a grocery list. My daughter's. My grandma said you got not. Dad, could you please go to the store for Gardner? My grandma said you got to go get this.
Yep.
What are you talking about? She said she needs this.
You better do it.
Yes, I am growing the hair out, by the way, for folks on the chat. I don't know what I'm in a transitionary stage. Maybe I'll go. I'll grow
Rob. Okay.
I'll go like a ponytail. I don't know what I'm going to do.
But I'm growing my nubs out.
If you grow a mullet, dog, I'll give you $500, dog. You grow a mullet.
What?
Dog.
$500.
I can be had very, very easily.
That's a new gas.
Party in the back, man.
Yeah,
I need a party in the back.
Yes.
Hey, going back to the dogs, for my wife and my daughter accuses me of verbally abusing the dogs.
I can believe that, especially the crazy one.
Shut up, Brett. The two small dogs want to go outside every 5 minutes. They just go outside to bark and then come back. It's like it's monotonous after a while. So I started telling them, I said, yeah, you know what? I'm opening the gate. I do say stuff like, I'm opening the gate. You're not getting back in the yard. I'm going to tell you this right now. Go out that door. I'm opening the gate, and you're not coming back in. You
look like this. See them hawks and eagles up there? phone.
Oh my God.
I think last week while I was off, I'm trying to paint. I'm getting, the answer. What's his name? Where is it? Was it Carl Stevenson? Who was it? One of them asked, "Hey, D Gun, did you get your honey-do list done?" The answer is I was proud of myself. I got some painting done, stuff like that. And I let the dog out. You're going to have 5 minutes. When you paint, man, you got pans everywhere, brushes.
Yeah.
These dogs every 5 minutes. The neighbor walked by with a dog on the far side of the yard. Dogs want to go out to bark and then come back in. I said, I'm going to tell you something. I hope one of these turkey vultures swoop down. What did I want to say that for? Within earshot of my wife and my daughter, Tina. See, Dad, that's what we're talking about. You're so mean to the dog. I'm not mean to the dogs. They got a home. They eat better than most people. They get rotisserie chickens, organic broth.
They definitely eat better than I do.
I'm not mean to them. I'm just tired of. I can't be letting them in and out there. And then you got to keep the diaper on the one because he likes to mark the house every chance he gets. So we got dog diapers we put on him. Oh yeah,
doggy diapers.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. We got a little news. Zach Pascal, 2-year deal with the Cardinals. So he follows Jonathan Gannon to the garden, or to the desert, to the desert.
So Kazir White. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's out, man. He is out.
Wow.
But that's a pimple on the mountain of everything that went down.
A pimple.
Because I know.
A pimple on the
49ers. What's his name? Niners.
Yeah.
Niners all day. I know he's happy right now. He's definitely happy right now.
Oh yeah.
He went in and stole our guy.
Well, yeah, Javon Hargrave goes to the Niners, which is a big, and he got paid.
$.
Did he get paid?
Well, we knew that anyways. If you look at if you look at production, I mean, he had double digit sacks last year. So that alone,
as a D tackle,
it puts you in the upper echelon of defensive tackles. So of course you're going to get paid accordingly.
Yeah, no question. So that's the biggie, the most recent biggie, not Zach Pascal aside here. CJ Gardner Johnson last night agrees to a 1-year, $8 million deal with the Lions, which kind of set off the string of some weird stuff going on, as it always does on social media, right? So after this happens, his agency then tweets out, which I found incredibly bizarre, but Universal Sports Entertainment Management tweets out perception versus reality. 1 year real versus 3 year fake. Which sounds better to you? 1 year equals $8 million. 3 year equals $24 million max with $17 million in 3 years. Which one are you taking? Mic drop. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
What's the name of the company again?
Universal Sports Management.
Wow.
So then Seth Joyner, our own Seth Joyner, tweets out, I'm astonished at a few things here. If this is my agency, they're fired at the time of this post.
No question about that.
Yep.
Next, the ignorance of responses, et cetera, et cetera. We don't need to get into that part, but I want to start there, Barrett. Okay. As someone who's lived this life as an NFL player who had an agent, and I know Gunnar and I have had agents in our time, but it's different. But in the NFL world, I want to start with you. If your agent or agency, whatever, whoever decided to fire that bad boy off, I guess that's a shot at the Eagles. But let's start there. To me, I found it a joke and completely unprofessional. But your thoughts?
It's not just a shot at the Eagles. It's a shot at everybody that really tried to sign them, who threw contracts at them. $24 million versus $8 million 1 year. A bird in hand versus two in a bush. Guaranteed money versus you playing for 1 year.
Yes.
And you're going to re-up next year. I mean, to me, I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I mean, it's the same deal. You know what I'm saying? But you got a guaranteed $17 million you're going to get. I'm going to go with this guarantee every time. But
thank you.
I'm going to say this, though. I don't pay my agency to drop any mic. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just shut up, work out my deals.
Yep.
I don't need you talking about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he's been doing. And we're trying to get him to stop doing it.
By the way, what mic are you dropping, dude? You get a guy a 1 year deal for $8 million in Detroit. And I know Detroit's going to be better. Don't get me wrong. They're not what they were. But still, you're dropping a mic after that?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Come on.
Here's the thing. Does this agency not realize what you just did is committing professional suicide because he's going to be on the market next year? Do you understand how many teams are not going to want to hire your client because of you, and that you're putting business that you normally don't put out there behind closed doors? And you take a shot at the organization also? So even if the Eagles wanted to bring you back next year, they're not bringing you back because of what you just. How dumb can you be? The dude needs to get rid of this agency and find a legitimate agent.
Yep. And the other thing is, good. I'm not saying you can't get deals done with your other clients with the Eagles, but do you really want to do that to your relationships with your other guys who may be Eagles players or Eagles players in the future? If you have to negotiate with this organization, it's dumb. It's short-sighted. It's emotional. It's all the things an agent shouldn't be. Like, we can get emotional. I know behind the scenes, I've been crazy sometimes at contract offers that I had. And my agent's always like, all right, easy. Like, I'll take care of this thing. Your agent, you can let, like, CJGJ can be all emotional he wants because he's firing up tweets every 13 seconds too. He's that guy.
Right, exactly.
But your agent needs to be flatline chill, dude. It's just dumb. Well, it's bad business.
Bad business to how are you going to call out the very people you're going to be negotiating with, not just this year, but for years on with other clients? You kind of just swept those guys, under the rug of understanding you're never going to be able to talk to those guys in a eye to eye again because of remember when you did this? Because I'm telling you right now, Howie, he's going to remember that.
Yeah.
You already dropped your mic with me.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Howie will hold a grudge too. You know what I'm saying?
He picked the mic up and he's going to show it to you next time.
Right. He's going to pick that joker right up. Like,
that's going to be picked
remember
up.
This mic?
Yeah, I think he caught it in the air before it hit the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Right here. Yeah, this mic.
Is this the one you were talking about right here? All right, let's put the agent thing aside, Gunner. Let's put that aside for a minute. So, two things that strike me off of this. One, they must not have wanted CJGJ that badly. Or you tell me. I mean, because I know you have been hearing some things behind the scene and with what's been happening here with the negotiation with this.
Well, no, they wanted him, and they wanted him from day one of free agency. And, they made offers and they counter offered. But I think not just CJ, but most of the safeties out there that were on the market miscalculated the market for safeties because the Falcons kind of skewed the market by giving Jesse Bates, $64 million.
That was the one guy who got paid.
The one guy got paid, and every other safety thought they would get something close to that. And especially CJ, when you consider he finished tied for a league in interceptions. But it became quite obvious after that. Every other free agent safety was getting 3 years, $12 million, 3 year, $15 million. $15 million was basically the cap for safeties out there.
3 years, $15 million.
Okay,
and they turned down 24.
They turned down 24. Yes.
Yeah, because he thought as he played the game a little bit more, played the market more, he would do better.
And as I reported on Twitter yesterday, the first 2 years, whatever the money was, the first 2 years of the offer the Eagles gave him, the final offer they gave him a week ago, was guaranteed. Okay? Guaranteed.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow.
And you settle for 1 year. Now think about this. After you pay all these agent fees, entertainment tax, stuff like that, that $8 million you getting drops down to, and after paying state tax, federal tax, that drops down to about $4 or $5 million, which is still a decent chunk of change. Yes. But even if the Eagles offered you, let's say $14 million guaranteed over the first 2 years, I'm taking that all day, every day. Because if I get hurt, at least I got that guaranteed money for the next 2 years. He already had the spleen injury. Yeah, he's already had the spleen injury or what was the spleen, liver, whatever it was.
Spleen, yep.
So he's not the biggest guy in the world. He's a hard hitter, which means he's susceptible to being injured again. Now that tells you something about the fact that the Saints couldn't wait to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so the Saints obviously knew something the Eagles didn't know, but the Eagles started to find out once they had got him in the fold.
Yeah,
you're right about that. And let's not look at this, forget the fact that in all actuality, he was a corner until the Eagles made him a safety. He was a slot corner.
Right.
And the market for cornerbacks this year was virtually null and void. I mean, it wasn't even close to what I thought they were going to be made. I thought that they were going to make, tons of money. I thought Bradbury, which another topic we're going to talk about, I thought he was going to get paid out the wazoo.
Same.
But the market is different. You know, this is a totally different type of NFL as far as with the secondary and how they're approaching things. This secondary is no longer the hard-hitting, you know, Ed Reeds, Chor Palomalus, and guys like that. This no longer the league in which, you know, they're relying on safety to make a lot of plays. These guys these days are just virtually cover 2, cover 3. And there's no more shutdown corners really either. You know, I mean, how many times you've seen a cornerback follow the best receiver? You know, I mean, Slade did it a lot, but it's not. This is a zone coverage type of NFL these days. That's how you stop these big time quarterbacks, by playing zone and because of that, I don't think they're gonna start getting paid until these younger guys. You know what I'm saying? These young guys, like, you know, that are now these, who would you say, shutdown corners. You know, maybe the market changes when they become free, like Sauce Gardner, guys like that. But at this point, it's just not you know. So in saying that, he was a cornerback. They moved him to safety. Do you really think you're going to get the top money because you just started a position? You just learned how to play this position. I mean, we act like CJGJ was the baller at first. No, he first got here. He didn't know how to play the safety position. He didn't know his run fits. He didn't know where he's supposed to be in zone coverage. He learned it. They gave an opportunity to learn it, and they you know, they actually let him play out of position until he got into position to be a good player. Then he became pretty damn good. But still, he's still learning to be a safety. He won a top safety money. Yeah, you had a lot of interceptions. 6. But does that garner you as being one of the top safeties in the league?
Exactly.
Yeah, and look, any way you slice it, he and his agent miscalculated the market. Or else there would have been a better offer than the Lions made to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the shame of it is, yes, the Eagles lost a player that they needed. You know, that position's up in the air right now. We don't know if they're going to go outside or stay inside or whatever. But, you know, like, there were so many other positives that happened this past week, in my opinion. Yeah, you lost Hargrave and some other big-time players. But the fact that you bring back Bradbury, the fact that you bring the Slay thing was just, which we'll get into in a minute, was bizarre. It's just weird how all of that went down. But he's coming back. I mean, so your secondary, at least from that standpoint, your corners are in good shape. You still have Avante here. Safety's a big question mark right now. I mean, you lose Epps and you lose CJGJ. It's a major question mark. And we don't know, you know, as much as Reed Blankenship showed you a little something, we don't know for sure if he's ready to step in there and, you know, and be a big boy. We don't know yet. My guess is they're going to get somebody in from the outside. They're going to sign somebody.
You're right, man. You're right. Because right now, what's your secondary?
Well, your corners, I like your corners, Barry. I mean, you have Slay, Bradbury, and you could just have Avante stay in the slot, possibly. Or, like you said, he could go to where CJGJ played. And then you just need to fill that slot corner and then the other safety spot.
Well, Greedy.
That's right. I forgot about Greedy. Greedy comes
So when I look at the secondary now, I see you got Slay and you have Bradbury. In the slot, I will put Greedy. Even though you could put Greedy, he's bigger than Avante. Avante's he's not even 6 foot.
Greedy's got good size.
Avante's like 5'9", 5'10" in cleats.
Yeah. But still, though, the way he plays the game, he plays like a safety. You know, I mean, watch the Dallas game where he had it, man, before he got hurt. He was playing virtually like a secondary. He a safety. You know what I'm saying? The way he played the game. He played aggressively. I think he'd have been a better safety than even CJGJ given opportunity. So I would move him there. To me, it makes more sense having him there than putting him at the slot. You know what I'm saying? I like him. I've been liking him at that safety position, man. You know what I'm saying? He may be a little undersized, but he can play that position. I think he's very instinctual. That'd be the perfect place for him.
Yeah.
The one thing people want to know about safeties nowadays is how fast can they get sideline to sideline? That's all they have to do. It's not about the tackling skill anymore. It's about how much ground can they cover, especially if they play single high safety, you know, occasionally, like a lot of defenses will do. How quick can he go from one side to the next? And when you look at the situation, whether they put Greedy in that slot and move Avante back, Avante's got the speed to be able to go sideline to sideline. And Avante is a good tackler. You know, he's not consistent, but he's a good tackler, you know, and there's no such thing as a dominant, definitive safety tackler anymore. They don't exist. You know, we talk about What type of shutdown corners don't exist anymore? Those hard-hitting safeties like the Troy Polamalos, the Ed Reeds, and all this stuff, they don't exist anymore for the most part.
No, there's no more Ronnie Lott and Steve.
Well, and they don't. The league doesn't let it.
Yeah.
No, the game has changed so much.
So everybody's pretty confident in Reed Blankenship being the one.
I wouldn't say I'm confident. I wouldn't say that.
Everybody's good with Reed Blankenship just moving right in as a starter.
That's what everybody keeps saying, and I'm not there.
Just push him on in there being a starter. I'm not at that point. No. Yes, he has some quality reps. He got a couple picks. He picked off the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a good player. Is he good enough to be a full-time starter? It's different between going into it and being a full-time starter and how you can use it. I mean, I don't know what Desai's going to run. What type of defense is Desai going to run? Is it going to be a cover 3, cover 2? What type of secondary we're going to use? I just know at 3-4 is a lot of zone blitzing.
Yeah.
It's zone coverage, zone blitzing.
And he doesn't blitz that much.
Right. So, but see, zone blitzing doesn't necessarily mean a zone blitzing. Like blitzing is when you bring 5 or more to me. 5 or more. Or, so if you're just rushing 4, they have 3 down linemen. You have the center, you have the nose guard right over the center, and then you have defensive end over the 2 tackles. Those 3 are going to come. But what side are you going to bring that linebacker from? That's the 4th guy. That's the 4th guy. So that means a 4-man line is rushing. If you rush both of those guys, that'll be a blitz because they're sending 5 guys. Or if you bring a safety and have them blitz off, or a cornerback, that 5th guy, that's a blitz. But zone in zone coverage, you can bring that middle linebacker and those 3 different defensive linemen, and it's still not a blitz. It's just rushing 4 people. Yeah. And I don't think people really understand the concepts of zone blitzing as opposed to just rushing 4 or having 4 down linemen. That's what we got to see what Desai's going to do.
But here's another thing we're going to have to sit and wait patiently.
How far, Rob? I mean, I want to break this stuff down.
I love
it. We're not going to know what kind of defense Desai is running through OTAs, minicamp, preseason games, because we won't have a true gauge of what he's running until at least 3 or 4 games into the regular season. That's just a given. They're going to hide, like every team, they're going to hide everything they want to do throughout training camp and preseason, even in the controlled scrimmages, whoever they scrimmage against, you're not going to see anything more than vanilla. So us, like everybody else in this region, is going to dissect and analyze what we see from them in May and June and August. And it's not going to be because when they hit the ground running, everything changes. And on top of that, they're playing a better collection of teams this year, a better collection of quarterbacks. So we don't know. I mean, and not just Desai, he had a whole new defensive coaching staff. Mm-hmm. It takes time for these people to learn each other. It's not going to happen overnight.
Secondary linebackers. Yep.
Yes.
It's a lot of turnover here.
We only have one linebacker right now that everybody's penciling as a starter.
Yes.
Only one guy, and that's the Kobe Dean as of right now.
Think about this. As decent as this defense looks, decent, and I emphasize the word decent because that's all we can go on. This Eagles defense lost their top 5 tacklers from last season. Their top 5 tacklers are gone, okay? And they weren't a great tackling defense to begin with. And your top 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, your top 5 tacklers are no longer on this team.
Yep.
That's a lot to replace in one fell swoop.
Going to have to score. And there's going to be a lot of pressure put on this offense because they are going to have to put points up week in and week out.
You can't even see it. Oh, damn. I wish I could see. Oh, here we go. You can see it now. You can see it. Kind of like here.
A little bit. Yeah.
All right, look. Now, when you look at this, I say, yeah, it did, didn't it? You got the 2 ends.
Yeah.
These ends. And when I say you can bring 3, those 3, the end, the nose, and the end, they come. They're just rushing 4. But if they bring that linebacker off the other side, if they bring one of those linebackers, that's just bringing 4 blitzers. Mm-hmm. So that's not necessarily what you would call a blitz, but it'll look like a blitz because they're bringing that linebacker. If they bring both of those outside linebackers, then that's a blitz because they're bringing 5 people. But if they bring those 3 defensive linemen, the end, the nose, and the end, and one of these linebackers right here, and they bring just one, It looks like a blitz, but it's not a blitz because they're only bringing 4. And that's what I'm saying. Or if they bring these 3 and bring that slot corner, the slot corner off the edge. They bring that slot corner off the edge. They're only bringing 4. That's not a blitz because they're bringing 4 people. But if they bring that slot corner and that backer that's over the top of them, they bring him. That will be a blitz because they're bringing 5. So zone blitzing just means you're bringing 4 defenders from somewhere. But if you bring that 5th one, that's a blitz.
Hey, Barrett, 2 things. First of all, keep that paper up the whole show because you never look better, number 1. Number 2.
I'm trying to educate people. You're killing me, D-Gun. You're killing me.
and secondly, I love the way you broke it down. But as I'm listening to you break it down, I'm asking myself, and I'll ask you the question. So in this 3-4 scheme, is Reddick an end or linebacker? Because I don't want him playing stand-up. I don't want him playing stand-up linebacker. That's a liability. He's a liability as a stand-up linebacker. See?
Exactly. So yes, he is a linebacker.
I don't want it.
That worries me a little bit.
Yeah, because he's got to drop back in coverage again. We got to go through this like we went through the first part of last season.
In the 3-4, he has to line up over that tackle. Do you want him that close on that tackle? He's a small guy. If you put him at end and he lines up over that tackle just reach out and grab him. Yeah. He can't use that speed against him because he's so close to him. You want him out in space, so you put him out the linebacker position. There lies the problem. How is Desai going to use it? He may go back to a 4 down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He may do that. But right now with a 3-4 concept, a 3-4 scheme, if they were to use him as a defensive end, he'd be lined up over a tackle, and that's too tight for him to be. He wants to be out in space where he can use his speed.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's come back and let's refresh everybody's memory. Let's jog through who's staying. Let's jog through who's going. All right, we'll get a little bit more into that and kind of where we see the Eagles as of this point, some value, some surprises, a lot, and we'll get into the departures in a minute. A little later, we'll do some Sixers, we'll do some Phillies, we'll do some Sweet 16, all that kind of. Barrett's squad, by the way, still alive. The Kansas State Wildcats
still alive.
So,
they were number 3 in the bracket, man. They were number 3 in the bracket. They just beat up on Kentucky.
Jerome Tang has done an awesome job as the head coach for Kansas State.
Great
awesome
job.
Awesome job. So we'll get into that. We'll get into all that stuff in a little bit. But first, guys, I want to welcome to the program. We have a brand new sponsor, okay? And these are my guys and gals at Bravo Pizza in Havertown. Now, I can't tell you how excited I am to have them join Sports Take and JAKIB Sports YouTube channel. They're unbelievable people. Again, Bravo Pizza in Havertown. I've literally been going to Bravo since I was a little kid. That is no lie. I've been going there forever, and it is the best. It's not just the best pizza; it's the best food that you could possibly get. All right, they've been family owned since 1985. Alex and his crew, they're open 7 days a week. And here's the great thing: all of their food is made fresh and it's homemade daily. None of that sitting under some heat lamp thing where it's stale and gross. No, fresh, brand new. The other thing, Bravo offers 20 different styles of pizza daily. That is 20 different styles. They have slices. They have pies to go. I love the upside down. That's what I get. They know when I order, boom, that's what it is. And I'm there every single week. Trust me when I tell you that. I might have to sneak off if nobody's looking right now and go get some, as a matter of fact. But the other thing is, in addition to the 20, they'll even stretch it beyond that, because they have a pizza setup where you name it, they'll make it. Okay. They get that creative. Okay. They specialize it any way that you want it. They don't just do pizza, by the way. Fresh pasta, sandwiches, wraps, wings, salads. I've had it all. It's all unbelievable. Bravo is also committed to the community too. Fundraisers, charities, schools, little leagues, all the proceeds go to that organization. It's a great, great thing. And you can follow Bravo Pizza on Instagram at Bravo Pizza of Havertown on Instagram, Facebook. I liked it. Boom. I find out where all the specials are and all that good stuff. There's promo codes, all kinds of unbelievable stuff. 1305 Westchester Pike in the Manoa Shopping Center in Havertown, 610-446-3810. That's 610-446-3810. The great folks at